But Bren, thank you for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, man.
Yeah, it's pretty badass to have you sitting next to me. And I do want to ask, I've hounded you to try to, invite you on this podcast, and you graciously said yes. Was there anything in particular that interested you? Because I feel like usually when people have a willingness to do it, maybe there's some interest in the conversation a loss, or whether it's experience or fascination.
None of that. I'm open-minded to all topics. So obviously the title of your show, I knew it was going to be about death and stuff like that, which is I'm always down to talk about. So many people helped me out when I was coming up. So I give back. That's just my thing to do. I don't know if you have one listener or 700 million. I don't know. I don't care. So many people help me out coming up. So many people. So it's what I do, man.
Oh, really, dude?
But it wasn't money. But those old school days are still around. It's like, I'm in San Antonio and we've sold a shit ton of tickets. Like, oh, can you do this Spurs only podcast? And I told my brother, I'm like, ask him how many listeners gets. Like, we get like 800. I'm like, 800,000? Like, no, like 800 people. I'm like, well, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
No. That doesn't make sense. It's a waste of my time.
No, that's exactly right.
For Mike Jackson, who's a reporter, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, compared to Jake, he'd be just your normal guy. But I will say this: it's so easy to talk shit to somebody behind a cat profile or meme or whatever the hell you are, and your real name's not attached to it because there's no consequences. So what I respect out of Mike Jackson, I don't know all the details, so maybe people are like, dude, you're wrong, they just ran into each other. But for him to talk shit and then actually try to back it up, respect. Respect. No one would ever do it. Most of them, 99.999 of these haters would never say anything in your face. I respect Mike. Guy has some balls because Jake Shields definitely a better fighter in every category. Every facet of this fight game, Jake Shields is, Hall of Famer. This episode of The Fighter and the Kid is brought to you by Rogue Nicotine. My friends at Rogue Nicotine, if you're a regular viewer of Fighter and the Kid or any show that I do, which I do way too many podcasts, you're going to recognize one thing and one thing only on every single set. It's Rogue Nicotine. That's right. I have my cans everywhere. They're hidden this time. Boom. Right behind the Rogue sign, baby. I take them everywhere. Right now I'm sipping on that mango. That's right. 6 milligrams. They offer 3 or 6, but they have all sorts of flavors. I'm talking berry. They got wintergreen, peppermint, honey lemon. Apple's my hands down all-time favorite. The Rogue flavor destroys anything out there. That's why I joined the team. All right. Again, you can get in 3 or 6 milligrams, but I stay on them 6 millis, dog. I stay on them. And beyond pouches, Rogue also makes other great nicotine products. If you don't want pouches, they have gum, tablets, lozenges. They got it all. I'm a pouch guy. All right. But I'll switch it up from time to time. But I usually stay on the 6 milli pack pouches. All right. I take them anywhere I want. Flights, airport, green rooms, comedy clubs, podcast studios without any restrictions. Rogue is my go-to source for nicotine for everything. I'm such a fan of Rogue. I asked them to be part of all my shows, so here we are. It's my favorite. If you want to try Rogue pouches like your boy here, or you want to try the gums or tablets, however you get your nicotine, go to roguenicotine.com. Use the code ROGUE20. That's ROGUE 20 for 20% off your entire order. Again, ROGUE20 for 20% off your order. It's the best of the best. It's the best nicotine on the planet. I'm talking about Rogue, daddy. Rogue Nicotine. Underage sales prohibited. Warning, the product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. For more information, visit roguenicotine.com. Now let's get back to the pro. Be an outlier?
Yeah.
Like a mental, savage
I like what he
outlier.
says about,
such an outlier amongst outliers. He's like such an outlier amongst outliers. He was like an outlier amongst outliers. That's such an outlier.
For me,
he's such an outlier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's such an outlier. He's such an outlier, like outliers. Yeah. He's an extreme outlier. Yeah. Like such an outlier. Won't you be my neighbor? Did Mr. Rogers drink on the show? He sure did. It was just off air. He was hammered 90% of the time. He was a sniper in the military, like one of the most decorated snipers.
What?
Dude was a savage. Yeah, dude. You didn't know that either, huh, Mark? Murder. Yeah, beast. Rogers, the host of internationally acclaimed TV show for children, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, served as a Navy SEAL, Marine Scout sniper during the Vietnam War. Ever heard of it? With a large number of confirmed kills.
You have to state as false. Mr. Rogers never served.
Maybe that's like an urban legend then.
Nah, dude. That's real. See, we get started with the show after this one. Mr. Rogers was not a Navy SEAL or Scout Marine sniper. This is a great urban legend, 21st century. The rumors that Mr. Rogers, the host of an internationally acclaimed TV show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, served as a Navy SEAL, Marine Scout, sniper during the Vietnam era with a large number of confirmed kills. We have to state it's false. Mr. Rogers never served in the military. After another rumor, Mr. Rogers always wore long sleeve clothes to conceal tattoos of all his kills. Yeah, dude, he had like a skull. He had like, the hardcore. Dude, this thing's full of shit.
This is NavySeals.com.
The facts. This is NavySeals.com. Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe somebody hacked their page. Firstly, Mr. Rogers was born in 1928. This at the time the USA involvement in Vietnam conflict was too old to enlist in the U.S. Navy. Yeah, but because if he was born in 28, Vietnam was what, 72, and then what, 75? Yeah, he's gonna be too old. Conclusion: from the above obvious reasons mentioned above, dumbass, Mr. Rogers could have never served in the military. He was purposely choosing to wear long sleeve clothes because he had KKK tattoos. Wow, interesting. No, it doesn't say that. Keep his clothes. Now he's trying to keep his clothes.
Just to be formal. Yeah.
Surprising nobody called him Fred, and he wanted to keep it that way. Interesting. His name was Frederick Rogers. Fred Rogers. Wow. The more you know, dude. We didn't have internet when I was a kid. We just didn't have internet. Won't you be my neighbor?
You bomb all the time.
Yeah, there should be a comment.
It's not
I
good.
remember me and Bert were talking. I think it was on his podcast. He goes, yeah, me and Tom realized that you're really going to do this comedy thing because we're at the store in the back and you were bombing.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And he goes, and then we came back and you're like, oh, God. I was like, yeah, shit happens, man.
We said that?
Yeah, that's what Bert said.
He's an exaggerator.
Yeah, don't
I don't
I'm sure it was a rough night, though. There's
Maybe.
rough nights, man.
You'll see someone with shit material, but people are like, oh, they're in this movie or they did this show, and you know who they are. We don't need to name them. And even at the comedy store, you'll see them. They'll pop in, and they're sandwiched between real comics. You're like, oh, you.
Oh, and sometimes when those now that like we know what we're doing and know what I'm looking at, when I see like those like a celebrity comic pop in, I'm like, you're gonna eat shit on this show,
and I can't wait to watch.
Hey, I'm gonna
sit around for this.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you see me after your set, so you know I saw it too.
So you know. Yeah. And then I just go by and go, oh,
yeah,
tough, dude.
Yeah. No, I was out there.
Did you see Tom though? They like Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny too because like you realize that you can end up like that, meaning that you can end up being like, well, if I'm known enough, you can like get away with it. You know,
it's so short lived though.
It's so short lived. Then you have to ask like, because I would always try to go like, am I writing better material?
Correct.
You know, and like that's usually a thing that only you can really answer.
Yep.
You know, and it sometimes it makes you have like tough conversations with yourself, but it's ultimately good. I mean,
you have to.
There's kind of like a parallel in a way with like athletics in that way, right?
It's
where
pretty
you're like,
black and white.
Yeah, where you're like, am I?
Yeah, and am I? If you're a quarterback, it's like, am I scoring enough touchdowns, winning games?
Yeah,
and
am I winning games?
It's like, are they laughing? Am I selling tickets?
Yeah.
Well, no, or they didn't laugh at this. Well, it's pretty black and white.
Yeah, and
there's no gray.
You can choose. That's the thing. Is one of those things where you can choose to be as delusional as you want to be, and we see right in front of us the delusional people. I mean, you have small delusions to yourself. We all do all the time. Where you'll be, like a joke is just kind of a half-assed joke, and you'll just be like, I just won't work on that.
Yeah,
like
you'll
know it sucks.
You're like, there's more there.
Yeah, and I'll be like, but that would take effort.
Yeah, I know.
So then you just, and then one day you're like, that joke fucking, and then you finally address it.
Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, Brendan, the hybrid Schaub.
The biggest names you know. Every single manager goes, Mr. Schaub. Wow. Best set we've seen in years. He's like, dude, you're funny, man. I was like, oh, thanks, dude.
Brendan Schaub, God bless him. I mean, right?
Son of a bitches. I can't believe you guys put that together.
I don't see you beating Junior Dos Santos. I don't see you beating Fez. I don't see